A language not spoken, but thought. Converse my tongue-tied words to my soul. Stroll with the shadows and strangers and share sights and blind streets and ghost towns. No rights left to recruit me and no reason to be content. No flat earth and no circular hypothetical for the ideology to idle scroll. Academics to act out ego, personality wasn't lonely yet. A social butterfly, no wings, no color, no effects. No entanglement for the affection and non-emotional support. Supper for your unarrested discipline for your decide to be full. Full of food for thought for this to hold my bones in the closet hanging on men, hence this news feeds to you with simple assumptions. The side of a circle for the circumstances of the circumference and circum to come forth place not qualifying the standard societal brochures and you'll know eventually. It was the philosophy to think about it, then become a discrimination for the manifested enslaved state of bite-sized memories. To view the chew out to the pose like the gang of genes. To the RNA memory to straight to perpetual. Proposed dreams and awareness and harness your safe sex on weekends that begin. Celibate. At least. What? You can count on me.
Myself on my honesty, but recently I've decided that I would not speak unless I could say the complete truth. This has made it so much harder to talk about the things that are important to me. Samantha, I wouldn't change a thing about our prom night. Not even my ridiculous powder blue tuxedo. But I have spent so many wishing that we could have had a different ending. I have lost track of the number of times I called you crazy, and every time I did, I was so of myself. Do you remember what you said to me that night when we watched the meteor shower and you put my hand on your left breast and you offered me? I still can't. All I could say was, Dad, you are the I have ever met. Thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be half the I am today. Do you remember what you said to me the first time I came home with a broken arm? You said, Jared, why don't you just... And I did, Dad. I have spent the rest of my life trying to... If I ever have kids, I'll teach them one thing. I'll teach them... And it'll be because of you, Dad. I am so... of you. The first woman who told me that I was the only fat man she had ever wanted to fuck, I could only say... And to think I almost married her. But by the third woman to tell me that I was the only fat man she had ever wanted to fuck, I knew to say... I think a lot about the other women, about the ones who didn't tell me why they wanted to take me. I know that if they did, they'd say... And I just want you all to know that the thing about the complete truth is that it is so rarely one thing. I just want to leave room for all of the answers while still being an honest man. So how come every time I reach for the truth, it...
water leak like a riot in a sealed bag. Warped fruit, the evening sky made of prose. Rummaging through his trunk of thoughts, we carry our 100-year-old contentions on top of our heads like heirloomed hair colors. Next day aired cancer, someone's dead bedroom in a suitcase, its head in the clouds. Was told it can be anything. My avenue's slow-moving cumulus cloud is a well-paid lawyer, a star on a string. Where's my bowl of wine and songs? Pour me a warm bed, a fence too far to ever see, to forget it exists. Thick slab of intangible self-awareness, a short river for my abysmal boat, foresail and half-mast, me masked in mist like an underground escape tunnel, unlit and endless, always falling out the other side like Tuesday was an invisible hole, like the actuality of time in a pill bin, some moon enslaved to a planet's 40-hour work orbit. My indentured face slides off in pieces over time. I often don't know what I'm doing. How much steam can we pile on top of itself? Whose vapor am I haikuing? Whose lines am I written indicative between? Whose prison bars am I meant to believe are white fences? Whose wheezing sentences chase me to work, leash me to buildings like me tied to myself in a backyard, painting about the street I can never see. An ocean's suburb. An idea develops like an ingrown condominium embedded in another idea's backyard. Whose sheep are keeping me awake? Whose flat line is being excavated for housing growths? A monkey artist painting numbers on pills, shooting the world, dreaming in a box. I've swept rainstorms under alleys in a drained woman's ponder compartments, confined and bouncing around endlessly in its place in time. Really, my devices for distraction proven effective like drapes and sewers, avenues for cities and determination, and the bereaved upright pipe organ poured all night. My giant umbrella pretends it can imagine the sun, and two cups painted to a page. Metal heaven fashioned me a floor to wear with confidence amongst the shaky public. Interaction rickets, a chamber of crickets without wings grinding their gears together, songing new markets like remixing grass. Another cigarette off a new circumstance. The first song ever has nephews in this piece's boot. Lace me see-through and provoking a breeze into wind hits. So many more windows woven lazy-eyed into the sides of buildings like new hills, like beehives, like wormholes in my mock umbrella concocted from rain, progress, and protection. Drools all over itself in a hard corner from my bedroom door's lips. I may look like a train stuck and smoking. I shovel coal into a propensity for smothering silence and paint, like tonguing an opaque and cunning wall out in the open to write a kiss across a song, blurring the room, the world under a rug, a pile of memories. The never-ending list of say-nothings, to compare dinner napkins and baptisms. Full cavity report of the clock switching positions, fidgeting with his hands, grinding his teeth at each overtly obvious street sign. An omen sits beneath a falling piano, peeling an apple and cursing meaning. All these moments go bald, fall off the pages, all these breaths exhale eventually. One day the earth will be empty with the fumes of last breath. Happiness has black teeth, a pothole in each cheek, and a smile that reminds me of a striped shirt being stretched. I pulled my heart trying to touch my toe, totally out of reach optimism, ostracized by the memories with goodie bags and take-home party favors. My face in a non-smoking sign, crossed out the gritting playground smirks and offered more beverage for the pair sitting in the booth for two, separated by the tall centerpiece. The ones that won't look at each other but never go out to dinner without each other, a pulley in a rusted lever, tripping and thinning, eyelids up like curtains, spotlights down like blown bulbs in a storefront window. The fishbowl I live in has unlimited long distance and a cordless resident that keeps trying to hang himself but has nothing to do it with and would probably only float to the top anyway. An answering machine message in an empty wine bottle, an ocean in a sidewalk crack. I bridged my thoughts together and burnt the Roach Motel on my thinking block that's been open for years to pointless vacationers and 2-minute flings. Defragment brain, recycle old expressions, keep tongue in holster, don't shoot no one's beliefs in the foot, teach your eyes to stand up straight and always look at the retard when he's talking to you. The sun's a full tub of boiling water with a leak and I live on the bathroom floor in a river where boats try to fly and sailors got real colorful bird brains on their shoulders. A doggy paddle nation that needs more oars and ands, limited channel surfing and more swimmies for the bicep building itself out of its own apartment. I'm a pickup stick in a yoga position, posing to the camera, trying to get it to flash me. I like brunette monitors with fucked up pixels and eyes that look like they're going places. Permanent smile bleeding in the laundry, washable frown, salt-flavored lunch dates. I'm planning to stand up my own casket, just send it flowers and tell it I'd rather be friends with a bad connection, like 56K phone conversations and half-downloaded handshakes. Sing along to my out-of-tune heartstrings. The world ends on a wood deck with an ashtray and a person to talk to. My mind does backflips into cement pools and I tattoo old feelings to the forearm of a notebook. A slurred message in a beer can, 5 cents back on the sun. Slip a nickel in the night and watch the morning jump up. Another hello, I'm fine, goodbye, I'll whine more tomorrow. We can kiss each other's wounds, sex makes it better. I never bought life, just found it on the sidewalk, brought it home and called it mine. Thank you. Assembled lounge chair for your hankerings, left brain slack incentive like arm fat or dream butter. The slave thinks it's awake, can't remember its aspirations. A knife and something to spread yourself on, a banker's bread. Watch yourself melt away. A man wearing his insurance off his home can't get his desk and his car. Gravity's an armchair for us, a slope sit sleeping, we dead breathing. Human evolution on some sort of exhales. Pull over and look out point to run on sentences, punctuation. I caught up with a comma, stopping for a breath. Brainstorming an ice age, a tall opera's precipice. how beautiful the few. A mountain's bluff, an armrest for a universe's edges like elbows of a star, the illusion of empty air, costumed in a blue we squeeze and paint songs with. A dripping guitar with nothing catching its notes floats ever in an unsound ocean of cusps for no one and everyone you know. Here's the day's thus far table scraps. I drove the same road home again. This time it was fall, and everyone's looking for their hole, their empty staircase to call love. I'm scratching my name off the rainstorm I left in her house last night before she wakes up to see me. Something singing along with the wind loses its voice on a window in another room. And I think of what 5 things one should bring into a bunker, and how the window sometimes makes me wonder what I'm doing. Some of my feelings are relocating to Paris, Florida, Portland. I'm painting sunsets and pullovers of places I've never been before. If you want to write something poetic, hang yourself from a Walmart sign. This day's now 6 months aged, pulling its gray clouds out, leaving clumps of fog all over the roads. A shaved world shoved into a think hole, shivering and slowly being paved over in meaning. A librarian's skin case like a radio jar to catch someone's true calling, to store forever next to habits and fixed to a wall, biting its nails. My unshelved articulacy hung over slurring suns, a pile of moon clippings run over crippled conjecture trajectories like a conversation's intersections, accidented and echoing out like a Xerox machine's exhale. Technology's carbon dioxide emissions, a scientific tree writes and speaks in highway typed all over. Some hit and run mangled thick-furred forest kill. Logic's streets also have roadkill. Our discussions crust and unpoured cement, drying, wasted and hardening over nothing, like a sculpture of space, the gap between thoughts, the subconscious, a canvas for formed judgments, a radio needle sewing ripening songs, stretched out throat lining, shouting angles and shapes. Me stitched to a reality suit, me metal stapled to another reality, gushing in hallways on sidewalks, a new room growing from my head to visit, think-jawed and reflective. A piano-fingered woman wearing long, thin rivers around her neck, fiddles with harmony levers with the ripples in a bucket of ocean. This is today's balance, remains, residue. Me in dreg shoes stomping all over someone's uneven belief ceiling, mathing myself up, starring in a galaxy, acting in a pulling and running reality puddle. The hunchback wind trying to stand upright in a small room of an air in the air, a disposition's trapdoor. Tomorrow my co-workers' mouth weather, my tape-recorded climate. This time it was spring, wearing itself muddled. Our choking and beautiful unfilled capacity. Our choking and beautiful unfilled capacity. Our choking and beautiful unfilled capacity.